So force is applied. This one is at an angle of 30 degree. Same over here. Okay, 600 Newton, 30-degree angle. Now you see that these two forces are in opposite direction. Okay, these two forces are in opposite direction. So we break them down into their components of x and y, as we used to do in the previous examples. We used to have one force, we used to break it down into two forces. Now, Hamza Ahmed, you need to adjust to your volume. There is something wrong with your connection or your volume, because you are only having the voice problem. Okay, so you need to clear the volume scenario on your own on your end. Okay, because there doesn't seems to be any problem with anyone else other than you having a volume problem. So you need to check your side, reconnect, you may get a good result. Okay, so we have these forces, we break them down into their components, x and y component as per formula, f cos theta, f sin theta, both of them, we definitely get the same result because angle is same, force is same, distance from the center of the wheel to the circumference extreme point is zero point 0.2 meter, that is 20 centimeters. Okay, 0.2 meters means 20 centimeters. Now we have to check out what is the moment produced by each. The easiest solution requires resolving each force into the components shown in the B. The couple moment can be determined by summing the moments of forces component about any point. So this is the important concept which I raised earlier. Forces component about any point. Okay, unless you don't take a point about which the whole system has to rotate, it won't be functional. Okay, so you have to assume a point about which the whole system will be rotating. So here we have taken this point about which the whole system is rotating, the center of the wheel. If we consider clockwise, counterclockwise movement as positive, we have, okay, as we always do, F cos 30 into 0.2. So this is the force which will produce the moment, and this is the moment arm. Okay, because it produces in counterclockwise direction, so this we assume as positive. This component we are talking about, okay, 600 sine 30, which will try to rotate the object in the counterclockwise direction, in this direction, okay, which we assume as the positive direction. So like this it will rotate. This will be positive direction and it will be produced due to this component. Okay, as you can see the arrow. Now this is the positive, and the force, this is the moment arm, the length of it 0.2 meters. So the force into force arm, force is F cos 30, that is 600 cos 30, 600 newtons, and moment arm is 0.2 meter. So we have 0.2 multiplied by the force, positive one, and then the negative one, because this one will rotate the wheel in the clockwise direction. Okay, and this component is also 600 sine 30. Okay, because it's the y component for this force. So 600 sine 30 multiplied by 0.2 meters. So when you simplify them, the result came up something like 43.9 Newton meters. Okay, so this is the momentum, and this will be in which direction? As you can see the arrow, it's the counterclockwise direction. Okay, So B is the positive one. Now calculate the other factor. The other one, 600 cos 30.2 meters minus 600 sin 30.2 meters. Still you get the same answer. Okay. So these components will try to rotate it. This one will try to rotate it in the positive direction, and this one try to rotate it in the negative direction. So this positive rotation indicates that the M has a counterclockwise rotational sense, so that the direction outward perpendicular to the page. Okay, because you keep the fingers in the counterclockwise direction. So thumb, which is towards you, okay, the thumb indicates towards you. So it means from the page or from the screen, it is outward draw normal from the screen. Okay, with reference to your screen, it is coming out of that screen. So this will be the direction of the resultant momentum. Okay, and since two forces are being applied, so we'll say that this is the couple momentum. Okay, the other possibility, okay, good question from Arsalan, that since the forces are equal, so why don't they cancel each other? The problem is that they will not. Okay, the problem is that both are cancelling up to
And
some extent.
सर
Okay,
डायरेक्शन पे नहीं डिपेंड करेगा.
they will cancel each other up to some extent. This is why you don't see total torque. You see the minus sign in between.
Yes, sir.
So the minus sign indicates that definitely the negative one is cancelling the positive one. Although the forces are equal, they are almost in the same angle, but the wheel in the counterclockwise direction will not rotate as it should be rotating with 600 Newton force, only one of them if to be applied. अगर एक लग रही होती इन दोनों में से, तो डेफिनेटली जो इसकी रोटेशन होती है, जो मोमेंटम होता, आपको वो मोमेंटम नहीं मिल रहा. ठीक है, आपको जो मोमेंटम मिल रहा है वो इन दोनों का रिजल्टेंट मोमेंटम मिल रहा है. ठीक है ना, तो रिजल्टेंट जो है वो एक दूसरे को कैंसिल आउट करने के बाद मिल रहा है. दैट इज just 44 almost Newton meter, which is much less than the actual one. It will be disconnected, so you need to reconnect. Okay, all of you. So look, take a look at another example. In this, you had two different movements, one in the counterclockwise and one in the clockwise direction. Both were almost same, but their x and y components were different. This is why you do have a resultant torque, okay, momentum rather, which is just 44 newtons meter. Okay, so you can calculate it. If it wouldn't be negative, then you could have 600 cos 30 and multiply by 0.2, you will get definitely more than 44 Newton meter answer. Okay. Okay. Replace the two couples acting on the pipe by a resultant moment, couple moment. Okay. Instead of two, we need to have one. So how much that would one be? Okay. Now, if you remember the concept we did for the linear case, you can easily solve these couples, the movement of couples in the circulatory case, that you always go for the resultant. Okay, if you have three forces acting on a point particle, so equilibrium says that all the forces must result in a zero. That is, x negative should be balanced by x positive. So all x